Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and back today for the ink and wash in the garden project. I have my little sketchbook here, and so we've done picket fence and bird feeder and a simple branch. So today it is cherry blossom. This looks a little bit complicated, I have to say. I've already had a little look at it and I thought, but we will see how it all goes. Okay, let's just get ourselves organised here. Pencil first. Move them out the way. Right, branches can be varied, diverse. The most iconic blooming tree to me is the cherry blossom. Pops of pink, dark grey in the winter. Why not create that for our flying friends? So we need rose, grey and brown. I don't quite have that. I've got... For rose, I've got alizarin crimson hue, burnt umber and Prussian blue. I think it will be close enough, but you don't need that just now. Okay, so this is what we're hoping to achieve. This is what we're aiming for. I hope there's not too much of a glare. I've had to put the light on for the desk, and I know it causes a wee bit of a glare, but hopefully not too bad. Right, okay, so step 1, sketch a branch with a few side branches with the pencil. So we've already done our simple branch, so a branch should be easy. So let's just make sure that you're with me here. So just a simple branch. Quietly concentrating. Yeah, there we are. Simple branch. Step 2, and now we make it bloom. Start by adding lots of ovals and circles at the end of the different branches. The big ovals are guides for big blooms and the small circles will become the buds. Place them in clusters with some completely round and others more oval. Also tuck some of them behind others to create depth. Right, okay, so 3 up here. I think I need to make them bigger, because when I'm looking forward to putting petals in there, that's going to be quite small. That's better. And then one here with some little ones. And then one in the gap here. With some little ones, and then at the end, oh no, that's the gap. It doesn't matter, does it? An oval one. And then a round one there. Don't really know what I'm doing here. Just drawing circles. An oval. And then an oval coming out, and then a circle. And another circle. Right, okay. Let's go with that. That looks a bit odd up there. I think that should be a long one. Anyway, let's deal with that. And now we make it blue. Right, step 2, we've done that. Step 3, add petals to the big blooms with the fine liner. Okay, 01, fine liner. Add petals. Cherry blossoms have 5 teardrop shaped petals and are attached at the centre. From the side you can only see a few petals and a small circle at the bottom. Small. Drawing these blooms can seem hard at first, but after a few blossoms you'll get it, so just keep going. Right, so what would be an easy one to start with? This one. Let's try this big one here. I'm going to rub out that branch that's in the middle. Right, so we're doing 5 petals, 5 teardrop. Attached in the middle, so we need to make that a bit longer. Okay, let's do another one up here. It's a wee bit skewed. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to copy it from this drawing because it's just bigger and I can see it better. I can see better what I'm supposed to be doing. See? So for this one, it's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 because you can't see the 5th petal. So a big petal there, and then a little one at the back. I'm not sure that that looks like that, but and then here there's one here. I think that one was supposed to go behind. I'm not very good at joining them up in the middle. Right, okay, let's leave that. Let's go down here. And so is that this one? Doesn't matter, does it? So it's got a petal coming up like that, and then one coming round like that, and then one in behind the branch there, and then one just kind of I don't know, that should be making more. Right, I'm not doing a good job here, but she said that it's tricky. Right, where are we starting with this one? That. And then like a kind of envelope shape. All right, so the little things come out of there. That seems to make more sense. Okay, we'll leave that the now. Right, let's do this one. I've got one extra one up here. So that's not a bad one. I'm going to ignore that circle and do this one. And then there's a little bud there. I think I've probably moved on a step. Right, and down here there's this one. And then this one, we'll try that. That looks a wee bit complicated. Right. Right, what step are we supposed to be at here? So that was 3, add petals. With the same fine liner, continue to draw the round buds with the small leaves. Right, so now we can do the round buds. And the leaves, like the leaves, I think what she means is these leaves at the bottom of the... So we can draw the round buds. And there's some buds coming out. Coming out of here. They're really just kind of squiggles. And I've got that bud. Got my little circles there. Okay, that's the buds. With the same thing, continue to draw small stems. Continue to draw the small leaves at the bottom of the branch. And right, I'm going to draw the branch with my pen, I'm guessing. Okay. Now I think at this stage I am going to rub out Right, now I can see what's missing. I think some of those little leaves at the bottom. Maybe join some up. It doesn't have any leaves. That one's got leaves. I think when you can see the bottom of them, they've got leaves. Alright. Now we want to give the blossoms a bit of personality. Use the 005. To draw the small stamens using light C strokes and finish them with small ovals at the end. So that's those little lines coming out. Of the middle. So basically just kind of wee bit of a wavy line going on with some dots at the end. So that one's facing that way, so we don't see the stamens there, but we might see some stamens coming out of that middle bit. And then this one, all the way around. And I don't know what shape this one is. This one looks a bit odd. Stamens coming out from underneath, just short ones here. Coming out from the middle. I'll just give this one some, just because I don't really know what kind of shape's going on there. Right, so stamen's done. And finish them with small ovals at the end. Now you have a wonderful sketch. Maybe. With the zero, add details like bark and shaping lines on the petals. Shaping lines start from the centre of the flower and move out onto the petal. Some lines start at the edge of the petal going in towards. You don't have to add details to all the petals. Right, so little bit of detail on the branch like we did before with some lines. Right, I'll do that. And what was the other thing? Oh yes, so lines coming down from the petals. Oh, that makes a difference, I think. And then coming up from the centre. She says not to do them on not all of them. As she says, doing all of them. Right, I think that'll do actually. So I'll move out. Some lines start at the, yeah. Let's add a pop of colour now. Yes, let's do that. With the size 4 brush, no. With a size 6 brush or a 9, I don't know, 6. Wet the blossoms with clean water and drop a bit of rose in the centre that will flow outwards. While still wet, drip a watery Payne's grey at the tip of some of the petals. Then paint the buds where you can see the white petals peek out with the same colour. Again, don't do it with all the blooms. Less is always more. So we need some plain water. So not all of them. No, I want to do this big one up here. Oh, clearly my water's not clean. Just take some of that water off. It seemed a lot there. At least with dirty water you can see where it's been. Right. And then drop Right, I'm guessing these buds are going to be a wee bit darker. Right. With the size wet the blossoms right, rose, while still wet drip a watery Payne's grey at the tip of some of the petals. Right, well we don't have Payne's grey, so it's this blue here, a little tiny bit, tip. I don't know what kind of blossom this will turn out to be. I'm sure it doesn't look like a cherry blossom, that's for sure. Okay, let's call that done. Then paint the buds where you can see the white petals. Yep, again, less is always more. Right, now you want to get your palette out and mix Van Dyke and Rose on the closed buds, as well as the small circles. Whoops, we've done that. Same colour mixed to the stems. Finally paint the branch. Okay, so we're supposed to mix a little bit of this with a little bit of this. Okay, and we get like a yucky purple. So what was that for? For the closed buds. Well, that's that one there. Okay. Finally paint the branch. Yes, let's just do that. Start from up here. And then add some darker little bits. Okay, finally paint the branch. Yes, while it's still wet, drip in a bit of Payne's grey. I'm going to have to get myself some of this Payne's grey because I think that blue just seems a wee bit odd. See, that just looks odd. I'm not going to put blue in there. Mind you, once it's quite watery. Right, that'll do. Little bits of grey, that's fine. What's this? Let's read this last bit. Phew, that was a bit challenging, yes, but you did it. Yes, we did it. Now you deserve to go for a walk no, now do we deserve to go for a coffee or a stiff drink, I think is what I need. For our feathery friends, say hello from me and have a great time. To put this branch in action, to check out the blue jay on page 99. Oh, I think we've got a wee way to go before we check out the blue jay. Okay, so let's just move this paint out the way and have a wee look at what we've done. And compare. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm okay with it. I think it doesn't look like this especially, but I'm okay with it. I think it looks like something. And of course, you know, nothing's going to be exactly the same. And I think as well that's much bigger. I think if you compare it maybe to that, it looks more like that. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Right, let's have a wee look. Butterfly bush. Oh, another branch. That actually looks easier, I think, than that. I thought that was quite hard. That was 7 steps. And this is, well, 6. So, yeah. Okay, that's us. Thanks for joining me today. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.